Good morning, students. On today's lecture, I'll solve one of the math copy question paper, Mathematics Syllabus D 4024, Variation 01 for examination from 2018. This is a specimen paper, paper 1. Okay. As you know, this is a non-calculator version. And let's see the first one. First one is 5 divided by 7 minus 2 divided by 5. So this is very simple math. The denominator in the denominator I have 7 and 5. Both numbers are co-prime. That means they don't have any factors in common except 1. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to multiply 7 times 5. So 7 times 5 is 35. And when I divide 35 by 7, the answer is 5. So 5 times 5 minus, when I divide 35 by 5, that's going to be 7. 7 by times 2. So on the numerator, I have 5 times 5, 25, minus 7 times 2, 14, and divided by 35. Now this is 11 by 35. 14 subtracted from 25, that's going to give me 11. So final answer is 11 by 35. Okay. Now this one is a mixed number. I need to change this to improper fraction. To do that, the first thing I'm going to do, just change this improper fraction to, mixed number to improper fraction. The way I'm going to do, 5, this denominator multiplies with this whole number, 5 ones are 5, and we add the numerator, 6. So 5 ones are 5 plus 1, 6, divided by 5. I'm going to keep this division sign. And 2 3s are 6 plus 1, 7, divided by 3. And now the next steps I'm going to do, keep that 6 by 5. This division sign turn into multiplication sign. When I do that, I need to multiply this number with a reciprocal of that, or this numerator goes to the denominator, denominator goes to numerator, it flips. So 3 by 7, I think you know that, 3 by 7. I cannot cross anything out, so 6 3 is a numerator multiplies with numerator, denominator multiplies with denominator, since there is a multiplication sign in between. So 6 times 3 is 18, 5 times 7 is 35. So the final answer is 18 by 35. All right. Now next one is the temperature in freezer is minus 18 degree Celsius. Okay. The outside temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. Now find the difference between the outside temperature and the freezer temperature. Now I need to subtract one of this number from another. So it doesn't matter which one I do. If I do 24 minus 18, then it gives me 24 plus 18, and 8 plus 4 is 12, carrying 1. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, so 42 degree. And then if I don't want to do that, if I subtract 24 from minus 18, then the answer is going to be minus 42. In either cases, the answer is correct, plus minus 42 degree. The difference is, you can say that negative 42 degree Celsius centigrade, or you can say that it's 24 minus 42 degree centigrade. Question 2b, the temperature in a freeze is 22 degrees Celsius warmer than the freezer temperature. You can say centigrade or Celsius, both of them are accepted, but nowadays they are using this one for Celsius, so both of them are okay. Okay, the temperature in a freeze is 22 degree Celsius warmer than the freezer temperature. What is the freezer temperature? The one I underlined, that negative 18. So the freeze is 22 degree more warmer than that. What is the temperature of the freeze? So it's minus 18 plus 22, so it's 4 degree Celsius. So the temperature of the freeze is 4 degree, which is 22 degree more warmer than the freezer, which is 18 degree Celsius. So that's 4 degree. Okay, that's my final answer. Now let's go to next one. Work out. This is simplification, and to do so I need to remember the rule of Bodmas. Okay, the B stands for bracket, then O for off, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. This is the sequence of carry out the actions over here. We're gonna do bracket before off or division or multiplication, then off before division, and division before multiplication, and so and so. Now this one over here, I don't have any off, but I have brackets. So this is the first thing I'm going to do in this simplification. 12 plus 8 divided by 9 minus 5 is 4. And then like the last one, the last math I have done, I changed this to division, division to multiplication, and it's just flip 1 by 4. This cross out 2. So 12 plus 2 equal to 14. So this answer is 14. Now work out 0.018 divided by 0.06. The way I love to do it, 0.018 divided by 0.06. To take this point off, I'm going to multiply numerator with 1 and then followed by two digits. So I'm going to put 2 zeros. And same thing I'm going to do with the numerator. To take this point off, I'm going to multiply by 1 in the denominator and then followed by 3 digits. So 3 zeros here. So 1, 2, 1, 2 cross out. This is going to be 6 goes in 18 3 times. So that's 3 by, on the top in the numerator I have 3 and the denominator I have 10. So it's going to be 0.3. Okay, this is given in point decimal, so I don't want to keep it in the fraction. This is just a way of doing things. If the question is given in fraction, I'm gonna keep the answer in fraction. If it's given in decimal, which is in this case decimal, I'm gonna keep the answer in decimal. This is just a way of doing things. Okay, if you write down in 3 by 10, I think it should be okay. Okay, now the table shows information about the annual coffee production of some countries in a recent year. Country, number of bags per year. Brazil, there is none. Vietnam, it gives a 1.85 times 10 to the power 7. This is in a standard form. You can see that all of them. Colombia, 9.2 times 10 to the power 6. Indonesia, 8.5 times 10 to the power 6. In the same year, Brazil produced 48 million bags of coffee. Okay, complete the table with the coffee production for the Brazil using a standard form. Now, I hope you know what does 48 millions means. 48 means times millions. This millions means 10 to the power 6. Now this 48, I'm going to write down 4.8. So standard form, I hope you know that this is a times 10 to the power n, whereas this is the standard form where a is greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10. Okay, this is a standard form. Okay, now this is not a standard form, it's 48. So I need to introduce a point to make the first digit greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10. This is 4, so it's okay. Now I cannot do that unless I multiply by 10, because when I multiply this, it's becomes 48. So 48, I can write it like that. So put this in the bracket, and that's 10 to the power 6. Now rule of indices, there is a 1 on the top, so 4.8 times 10 to the power 1 plus 6 is 7. So complete the table. Over here I'm going to write down 4.8 times 10 to the power 7. Okay, so that's done. And then now it says how many more bags of coffee are produced in Vietnam, how many more in Vietnam than in Colombia. So it's already said Vietnam produced more coffee, so I'm gonna subtract this from that. So 1.85 times 10 to the power 7 minus 9.2 times 10 to the power 6. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I cannot use the calculator, so I have to be very smart to solve this math. Now, since I have 10 to the power 6, I'm going to make this one 10 to the power 6 as well. So to do that, 1.85 times 10, you can see that 6 plus 1 becomes 7. So 7 can be decomposed to 1 and 6 of 10's power. So that's 10 times 10 to the power 6 minus 9.2 times 10 to the power 6. Now I can take 10 to the power 6 common. So if I take 10 to the power 6 common, over here I have 1.85 times 10. Let me write down 1.85 times 10 minus 9.2. I'm going to continue this over here. So this is going to be 18.5. The point will move to one digit this side, since there is a multiplicand 10. That means 1 0 followed by 1. So this decimal will move towards right of this decimal number. So it's going to be 18.5 minus 9.2 times 10 to the power 6. Now I can do the calculation over here. 18.5 minus 9.2, it's going to be 3, and that's going to be 9. So it's 9.3 times 10 to the power 6. So the final answer over here is that Colombia produced 9.3 times 10 to the power 6 million bag of coffee more than Colombia. Okay. Now, the mass of a bag of coffee is 60 kg. Work out the number of kilograms of coffee produced in Indonesia. So this is the number of bags of coffee produced in Indonesia, but each bag's mass is 60 kg. Okay, now they are saying that give your answer in a standard form, that how many coffee in kilogram produced in Indonesia. So simply 8.5 times 10 to the power 6 times 60. Okay, and then the final answer is supposed to be in the standard form. Okay, now the way I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this with that, but let's do a little bit smartly this calculation. Times 6, so I'm going to end up over here, this 60 I'm going to decompose 6 times 10 and then 10 to the power 6. So this 2 is becoming 10 to the power 7, and 8.5 times 6, 5 6 are 30, carrying 3, 8 6 are 48, and 3, that's going to be 51, and there is only one digit after point, so from here it's going to be this, so 51.0 times 10 to the power 7. But I cannot keep it like that. This is not in the standard form. I can see that the first two digit is 51, and I have to have this first one is greater than or equal to 1 but less than 10. So this point should be here. So 5.1 times 10, and this is 10.7, and this becomes 5.1 times 10 to the power 1 plus 7 is 8. So this answer is 5.1 times 10 to the power 8. Now, question number 5, factorize completely. Now I have 16p plus 4p square. I can see that 16 is a multiple of 4, so I can take 4 common, and p square I can take p common. So over here, if I divide this by 4p, then I end up with 4, and then over here 4p is taken, then this is p. So my final answer is going to be 4p into 4 plus p. So that's factorized completely. Now over here, what can I do? I can see that in these two terms, I have 4 terms here. If I take y common, then I'm going to end up x plus 2a. And if I take 3a common, then I'm going to end up x plus 2a. So this is okay. I'm going to take y common from this 2, and I end up x plus 2a, plus from this 2, if I take 3a common, then I end up here x, and over here 2a. And this 2, from this 2, I can take x plus 2a common. So x plus 2a common, then I end up here y plus 3a. So that's my final answer, x plus 2a, y plus 3a. Now, those of you who don't know how to take this common, what is the number or variable or constant over here that common and belongs to both of these terms? See that y. So when you take y common, and if you're not sure what to write down, take that xy first term and divide it by whatever you take the common, okay, y. Then this is multiplication sign, this cross out, you're gonna end up with x, so that x put over here. And for this one, 2ay, so take 2ay and divide it by y again, because that's what you take as common. So y cross out, okay, this x over here, and y cross out, plus 2a. Okay, this is the way you need to do that. So most of you already know that, but some student who are a little slow on algebra, you can use this method. It's going to be very simple. Now, c is 2x squared plus 3x minus 20. It's in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. That means quadratic form. So I can do middle term break. So 2 times minus 20. If I multiply them, the product has to be minus 40, but when I add them, it has to be the middle term over here, the coefficient of that 3. But when I add this, it's going to be minus 18. So I don't need that. If I do if I divide it by 2, then it's 10, and we multiply that, it's 4. So 10 4s are 40. And then if I go divided by 2, that is going to be 5, and multiply that by 2, 8, and this is minus. So 8 5s are minus 40, but when I add that, look at this, 8 plus minus 5, that means 8 minus 5 gives me plus 3. So that's what it is. I got it. So 2x square plus 8x minus 5x minus 20. Again, same way over here, I'm going to take common. See, 8 is a multiple of 2, so I can take 2, and over here from this variable I can take x common. So 2x gone. If I divide this by that, I end up with x, and if I divide this by that, I end up with 4. And from this 2, I can take minus 5 common. So this I end up with x, and this I end up with 4. So that's going to be x plus 4 to 2x minus 5. So my final answer should be x plus 4 2x minus 5. All right, question number 6. The ratio of the boys to girls in the class is 4:5. So boys to girls, these are given information, 4:5. What fraction of the class are boys? What fraction of the boys in the class? Okay, so what they're asking, that boys is to the number of student in the class. Okay, so that's gonna be 4, and in the class there are boys and girls. So 4 plus 5, that's 9. So it's gonna be 4:9. So the final answer is going to be, it says fraction, okay, and it's in the ratio form. So fraction would be 4/9. So 4/9. Okay, so that's that. Now, the ratio of the boys to girls in the school is 3:4. Okay, the ratio, this was in the class, and this is in the school. So boys, I can write down here class, a particular class, and here in the school. So don't get confused that once it says 4:5, now it says 3:4. So boys is to girls equal to 3:4. And there are 120 more girls than boys. So there are more girls than boys. Let the number of boys be x. The number of girls would be x plus 120. So when you do that, now this one, boys is x and girls is x plus 120 equal to 3/4. I can cross multiply that. 4 times x is 4x, and over here 3x plus 3 times 12 is 36, and of course there is a 0. So x is 360. If I bring this one over here, 4x minus 3x equal to x, so 360. Now it says how many students are in the school. This is only the number of boys. Remember, girls are this. So total number of students in the school is number of boys and number of girls. So this is gonna be x, and this is gonna be x plus 120. So 2x plus 120, 2x is 360 plus 120. So that's, if you multiply that, 720 plus 120, that should be 840. So number of students in the school is 840. All right, question number 7. Now it's given ABCD is a parallelogram. X is a point on BC such that BX is to CX equal to 2:1. So BX is to CX equal to 2:1. I'm going to write down this 2:1. This is very handy when you write it like that to do the calculation. Okay. Now AB is given 2P and AD is given 3Q. Now you need to know, when you are solving that, it says parallelogram. You need to know the properties of parallelogram. The opposite sides are equal and parallel. So if this AD is 3Q, then this is 3Q as well. So keep that in your mind. And DC is going to be equal to AB and parallel to that. So DC is going to be 2P. Okay. It says that find in terms of P and Q AC. AC is the diagonal of this parallelogram. Okay. So AC, the displacement AC. So you go from A to B, B to C. So AC can be written as AB plus BC. Now, AB I have 2P. So AB, write down that for one more step. And then BC we can replace by AD because these two are equal and parallel. So write down AD. So AB is 2P. When I'm writing that, I supposed to draw a bar underneath. They don't write it because it's a bold letter, and I cannot write it so many times to make it bold letter. So I just put a bar underneath. and then instead of AD, I can write down 3Q. Okay, and that's my AC. It's gonna be 2P plus 3Q. Done. Now I have to go for AX. Now AX, again same way, I'm gonna go A to B, AX, A to B plus BX. Now BX, remember BX, I had this ratio. Now look at this comes handy. AB, now BX can be written as 2 by, this is 2 part and this is 1 part. So whole part is 3. Whole part is divided into 3 equal parts, and this is 2 over 3 of the whole part. So instead of BX I can write down it's 2 by 3 BC. So that's what I'm going to do. 2 by 3 BC. So what is AB? AB is 2P, and then 2 by 3. BC is nothing but 3Q. So that's 3Q. Now this 3 cross out. So it's going to be 2P plus 2Q. I can leave it like that, or I can take 2 common. I'll take 2 common. P plus Q. Okay. I can leave it as it is. Okay. Now XD, I need to go for XD, this one, X to D displacement. So I can go from X to C, then C to D, or I can go this to this, this to this, this to this, but this is longer way to go. So I'll take the shortcut. Okay. XD can be written as XC plus CD. Now, you probably know that AB vector can be written as minus BA vector, okay? And I have this vector over here, AB2P. And when I say CD, that's as good as minus DC. So that's what I'm going to do. And XC is going to be 1 by 3 BC. So that's going to be 1 by 3 BC. And CD can be written as minus DC. So 1 by 3 BC. And instead of DC, I can write down AB minus AB. Now, BC, I have 3Q. So it's going to be 1 by 3 times 3Q and minus AB. AB is nothing but 2P. 2P. So 3 cross out. So it's going to be Q minus 2P, or you can write down 2P plus Q, minus 2P plus Q. You can keep it that way, or you can write down this way. Okay, so that's done, number 7. Okay, question number 8. It's a question from your statistics, cumulative frequency graph. A group of 80 students took a physics test. The table shows the distribution of their marks. So this is the mark, 0 to 10. There are 4 students who got this mark. 10 to 20, this mark. So if we add all of this, summation of the frequency supposed to be equal to 80 students. Now, complete the cumulative frequency. Now, less than 10, I have 4. That's 4. So I keep that. Now, less than 20. This one was less than 4. Now, this 4 is also less than 20. And over here, 10 to 20 is 12. So, less than 20 would be less than 24 plus 12. That's going to be 16. So, less than 30. So, I can add 16 and 14. So, that's going to be 30. And less than 40, 30 plus 22, that's going to be 52. And then 52 plus 18, 60, 70. That's less than 50. 70 plus 10, that's going to be 80. So, altogether, cumulatively, it's supposed to be that 80 students. Now it says draw the cumulative frequency curve. Now you can see that this is the mark and this is the cumulative frequency. So it's a Cartesian form, x and y. So in x, I'm going to put, see this is mark. So this mark, upper bound over here, that's 10. And then cumulative frequency, this 4. Okay, so that's 10. And see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of them is 2. So there are 5. Okay, so 10, 5 represent 10. 10 divided by 5 equal to 2. So each of this small horizontal grid that are horizontal grid but placed vertically, they are 2 units. So over here is 4. So 10, 4 should be somewhere over here. And then 20, 16, 20, 10, 12, 14, 16, it should be here. Then 30, 30, 30 and 30 right over here, 30 over here, and then 40, 52. So that's 40, 50, 52, and then 50, 70. So 70 is right over here, 70, and 60 is 80. So I'm gonna put over here, and I can just draw this one. It's always gonna be looking like S, really slanting S. Okay, it's that. Okay, so that's cumulative frequency graph is drawn. Now the pass mark of the test is 45. This is the mark. Okay, so I'm gonna do 45. So 10, 40, this is 10. 1 2 3 4 5, that's 45. Now 45, so if I join this 45 line over here all the way, if I go, I touch the curve at this particular place, and it's gonna be 45. So that's gonna be 52. That's gonna be actually 62. Over here is 62. So this is 62 over here. So this students less than who got 45 marks, they fail. So above 62 up to 80 they pass. So 80 minus 62, I got 18 students. So 18 students who pass this physics test. Okay, so that's up to question number 8. In my next video I'll cover from question number 9. Thank you.